Today we open the giveaway house from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. And the giveaway house gives away clothing, gives away like hygiene products, so shampoo, soap, deodorant, gives away eyeglasses if they're needed, shoes if they're needed. Families have babies, they give away diapers and formula and things that the babies would need. A lot of the things that the thrift store has, but the giveaway house does it with no cash register at the end. It just gives to people in need. So the other thing that we do is, if you think about, like this morning, you probably had to make a decision, what am I going to wear today? And you had choices in your closet. You're smiling. You took a few minutes this morning to decide what you were going to wear today. But you all have choices in your closet. This, what am I going to wear today? The people that come to us have the clothes on their back, and if we weren't there to give them something to change into, something clean to wear, or a new pair of shoes that they've now grown into, or whatever it might be for their family, they would not have a choice of what to wear the next morning. They'd have to wear the same thing every single day, and so we provide those things for them. This morning you got up and you probably didn't even think twice about jumping in the shower and having shampoo, conditioner, soap, body wash, all of that, and then when you got done with that, you went over to the sink. Probably didn't think twice about grabbing your toothbrush and toothpaste and brushing your teeth. But the people that come to us, first of all, they have no bathroom to put all that stuff and keep it. And secondly, they don't always have all those things, so if they didn't come to us, they'd have no place to get the soaps, the shampoos, the deodorants, the toothbrushes, the toothpastes to be able to take care of themselves. And while you might wrinkle your nose and say, well, that's kind of gross if you can't wash and you can't do all those things, worse yet, it's not good for your health to be able to not be able to take care of yourself like that. So we give all those things to people who otherwise might not have any way at all to take care of themselves and have the things that they need to take care of themselves. And so there's probably 30 things that you did this morning before you came to school that you didn't even think about doing, because you and I, we do them every day, but there are people, thousands of people right here in our own community that didn't have a chance to do any of those things today because they had no place to do them and they didn't have anything to do them with. So a very quick couple questions here, and then I want to get to the donations. You could bring it down to the mission. You could actually work with your teachers here and start collecting it here as a class, and we would come pick it up. And so we could do all those kinds of, you could do it either way. And right now we have our food drive going, and there's places all over the valley that are collecting for us. We'll have a toy drive going that'll have places all over the valley going, all those kinds of things. And we could even give you the website to go and be able to click on all the dots to find out where they are. Yes, sir?
What about dental hygiene? Like, what if they need braces or
Well, there are programs that the government does to help people if they really need those things. Most programs, though, if a kid needs braces, they typically don't do that. If you can't, unfortunately, if they can't afford it, they probably aren't going to get braces, and they'll just have to deal with whatever that means for them later. We get even more basic than that. We're concerned about kids and adults both not even being able to have toothpaste and toothbrush to brush their teeth to take care of the basic dental health needs and things like that. So, but a good question. Let me finish the donation question, then those with your hands raised remember your question. So what do we take for donations? Obviously the top of the list is always financial donations, and we have individuals and families all over the valley that help with that. We have businesses from all the way as big as banks and hotel and casinos down to small family businesses that regularly support us. And so obviously the dollars help us to be able to do all the things that we're able to do, buy the things that we need to buy to be able to help people, pay for the buildings that we use for emergency shelter and the food that we feed to people, all that kind of stuff. But more important to your question is food is always a big help. So non-perishable food, canned goods, boxed goods, things that can be on a shelf and last, so that we can put them in boxes and help in our emergency food pantry or help to feed in our dining hall. So any non-perishable foods, all of that will help in one way or another. Hygiene products, so especially small travel size, shampoos, conditioners, soaps, disposable razors, dental floss, toothpaste, toothbrushes, all those kinds of things. Anything that you think of that you or somebody in your family uses to take care of themselves, all of that is something that we can use by way of donation, because we'll put them together into kits that we can give to the homeless that they can take, and that helps them for at least several days to be able to take care of themselves. Socks is a big thing. There are a lot of people that are homeless that they have their one pair of socks and that's what they wear, and they maybe try and rinse them out once in a while, but they got one pair of socks. And if you think about how sweaty your feet get when it's hot, or when you're on your feet all the time, a fresh pair of socks is not only nice, but it's also for health reasons is very important. So socks become important. In our thrift store, because of what we do to help people in so many different ways, anything around your house that you can think of that isn't being used anymore that could be used again by somebody who needs it. Electronics, kitchen, dishes, clothes, furniture, lights, lamps, all of that kind of stuff, because what we end up doing is we'll have families that will come stay with us. We'll help them through the process of getting away from being homeless and getting a chance to move back into an apartment or home. And we help them with that process. Now, if they don't have any money that caused them to be homeless to begin with, then when they move back into an apartment, it's all they're going to be able to do to keep up with staying in that apartment. So we help them with what we call a starter kit to put everything together that they need to have the basic furnishings and the basic kitchen needs, so they don't have to go out and spend whatever little bit of money they may have to just go and get a few things they need. We provide all that. So anything around your house that you could think that somebody might be able to use, all of that is stuff that we accept as donations. When you get a little closer to the spring and summertime, we do a bottled water drive. Because if you think about being 110 degrees and you're out on the streets and you can't go to an air-conditioned home or get into an air-conditioned car or an air-conditioned school or an air-conditioned workplace, and you just have nothing but being out in the summer heat in Las Vegas, you can imagine how important good, fresh drinking water is. And so we do bottled water drives so that we can generously hand out bottles of water to those who are homeless in the summertime. And that water drive's been extremely successful the last couple of years. In fact, that bottled water drive, getting back to your question, that bottled water drive started at a middle school on the other side of Henderson. I was with a group of 6th, 7th, and 8th grade students that were doing a reading project. Their reading project was a book called How to Steal a Dog. And this was a fictional book, but it almost really isn't fictional, because this is it's fiction, but this kind of stuff happens in real life. It's a story of a little girl who, her and her mom and her little brother got evicted from their apartment, and they ended up being homeless. And so she had to go to school every day, knowing that they were living in the car and had been kicked out of their apartment and couldn't afford a place to live anymore. And so the whole story was about how her and her brother had to deal with life now being homeless. And so every day she had to go to school, and she would want her mom to drop her off a couple blocks away so it just looked like she walked to school. She didn't want anybody to see her getting dropped off. She'd ride the bus in the afternoon, and she'd get dropped off at a certain location, then walk 2 or 3 blocks to meet up with her mom in her car, because she didn't want anybody on the bus to see that she was being dropped off just to a car. She had to keep it a secret, and then when she'd hear kids talk about or point or make fun of different things that they would see, she had to deal with all that kind of stuff, because she was keeping it a secret from all her classmates and schoolmates that she was homeless. And so if you would think about it for a minute, if that were you in that situation, and knowing that you were going to school and everybody around you, you think they got everything that you want, and then you have to deal with being homeless. This was the story of this little girl having to deal with being homeless but not wanting anybody to know it. And one of the things that you need to understand is that there are a lot of folks that are homeless that are really, really